Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gold Prospecting at Home. This is episode number 168, and today I have some gold Paydirt that I purchased because I kept getting spammed with it on Facebook. As I was scrolling through Facebook, I would see it, struck gold Paydirt, and it was just, it's an AI generated type thing. I wanted to see if it was like good or bad or what it was, and I mean, this channel's all about finding Paydirt that's good, finding Paydirt that's bad. I purchase it so you don't have to, but never purchase Paydirt to invest in gold. Hopefully you guys already know that. But let's go to the website and I'll show you guys what I found here on this product. All right, so over on struckgold.co, this is the product I purchased. It is the 1 pound Nugget bag. It says guaranteed gold in every bag. Now, usually I would say that is a big red flag. However, this company actually guarantees a minimum amount of gold, which is the number one thing you got to look for. So check this out. Right here, it says, right here, guaranteed minimum gold content. Guaranteed gold 0.1 grams. Now this stuff cost $50 plus it was $7 shipping. So it cost me $55.95 to purchase this stuff. They tell you the minimum amount of gold you're gonna find, and you can be sure that that's pretty much what you're gonna find. So let's calculate what the ROI is gonna be before we even open this thing. So if we go over to kleshgold.com, we click on the gold price calculator. We can type in 0.1 grams of gold, and we'll call it 24 karat pure, because if you didn't already know, natural gold is not 24 karat pure, but you can resell it to Paydirt vendors like myself for around 24 karat purity, depending on the amount. So let's take a look. $13.82 worth of gold is what we're going to find. Minimum. We have to find at least that much. Now, that's actually not that great. So if we go here, 13.82 is what percent of, what did I pay? $56? That's a 25%, not even a 25% return. That is really bad, guys. 50% or more is what you're looking for when you're buying gold Paydirt. It's just like any product. You purchase a product, you're not going to get the full value out of it. Somebody has to go to the effort to put these things together, to market, to, print this sticker out and buy the bags and get the Paydirt. If they have a gold claim, that costs money. So, of course, you're paying for a service, but 24%, in my opinion, isn't that great. Now, the first thing I noticed when I opened this bag, by the way, it took about 2 weeks for them to even ship it. It was crazy, a crazy long wait. You can see the label here. This is what it looks like on the website and on Facebook. This is what they advertise, but this is what you receive. It's completely different. The bags are not printed. It's just a sticker on there. Anyway, it says that you can win up to, what is it? Yeah, this one could be hiding up to $10,000 worth of gold. There's no guarantee of that. There's no proof that they even do that for real. This guy probably makes thousands of bags, and there's one that has $10,000 worth of gold. I mean, that's great if he does it, but I want to see video proof. I want to see $10,000 worth of gold going into the bag. I want him sealing it, putting it into an envelope and shipping it out to somebody before I believe it. But anyway, that's just me thinking out loud, and that's what I do in these videos. So let's take this over to the panning station. We'll chop it open and see what we get. Okay, here it is, the Struck Gold Nugget Bag Paydirt from Facebook ads. Let's take a look at it in a pan. Nice, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and rip this thing open. It is heat sealed, I think. Yeah, it's heat sealed. Wow, okay. Extremely fine sand. Pretty much looks like dust. I kind of felt it in the bag before I opened it, so I kind of knew what to expect. I didn't feel any gravels. It's just like extremely fine. Unfortunately, it's in one of these stand-up bags. The problem with those is down in those corners, gold likes to get trapped down in there, so I have to rip this thing apart just to make sure I get a 100% recovery. The Paydirt likes to get stuck down in these little corners here. Okay, yeah, extremely fine. We don't even have to classify this stuff. Normally when you get a real Paydirt product, so just as an example of what real pay dirt looks like. It doesn't have to have bigger rocks in it, like these are all plus 1/4 inch minus 1/2 inch, but you're gonna wanna see at least some round rocks in there to show that it came from a river where placer gold is naturally occurring. So that's a little concerning. The thing that concerns me most is that it's not gonna be like a very true to nature gold panning experience. You know what, there is a few little rocks in here. Let's classify it anyway, it's not gonna hurt nothing. This is just a fine mesh kitchen strainer. The reason for classifying is to make the panning process easier. When you're panning it back, the bigger rocks tend to knock the smaller pieces of gold around. So it's better to classify and kind of pan out the same size material. Okay, here's the plus and minus kitchen strainer size material. Here in the larger size material, you can see some gravels. I don't see any round gravels. It kind of looks like desert sand. This stuff does come from Arizona, by the way. So that makes sense. The fine material is very dusty. So yeah, I lived in Arizona for a while and this looks like Arizona dirt for sure. One thing I need to clarify though is that he does not specify if this comes from a federal mining claim. This could be sand from his backyard where he sprinkles in just a little bit of gold. Of course, he has to add that 0.1 gram of gold anyway because he guarantees it. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and try to remove any magnetic material from here to make the panning process easier. All right, we do have some magnetics in there. There's a pretty good amount too. Now the reason we want to remove that is because this is heavy, just like gold, and during the panning process, the less heavy material we have to work with, the easier the panning process is going to be. So I'll remove all this. Let's see what kind of magnetic material is in the fine dust here. Definitely enough to take the time to remove it. All right, I think we have most of the black sand out. I'm going to spend a few more minutes here just trying to get out as much as possible. So here's what the magnetics look like. We'll pan that out. I guess we could pan that out first. So let's bring over Crusty Rusty. I'll add some water and some surfactant to break the surface tension of the water so any really fine gold can't float away. And there's not too much magnetic material, so I'll just pan it all out at once. I'll keep everything in the pan, unless it's obvious dust and dirt like that. Pan that off. And then I'll just keep everything in the pan and spin it back to see if I grabbed any gold. Now, although gold is not magnetic, sometimes gold can have iron in it, which would make it go up to the magnet. Also, sometimes when you put the magnet in, my magnets are really strong and sometimes they trap the gold within the black sands. I'm seeing little pieces of kind of like I'm seeing these little chunks. It looks like lead, but it's obviously not lead because lead is not magnetic. Nope, we did not grab any gold. All right, next we'll pan out the bigger material. We'll just do half of it. Try to keep only one pan wet. I know we're going to find 0.1 gram of gold minimum, so we could find more than that, but that's what we're going to find out. I'm really hoping we get at least 50% return. I'm seeing a nice flake of gold in there. Oh, flake, that's a picker. That is a picker. I can pick it up. Let's see if it makes a sound. Heck yeah, it did. All right, let's do the rest. That's probably going to be the biggest piece we find because everything else is much finer. Stuff pans off extremely easily. And there's another piece of gold. There's a couple pieces in here. A couple little flakes. I don't think they're pickers. Awesome. All right, I'll take it. I'm going to grab that bigger piece with the snuffer bottle just to make sure everything's in the same place. All right, next we're going to do the fine material. Now there was a good amount of very fine black sand in there. So just to gauge the difficulty, I'm just going to do 1 spoonful. And at first, and then we'll see how that goes. Yep, very dusty, very muddy. Definitely not been ran through a sluice box or anything like that. So I would say it's not concentrates. It's kind of concerning. Spin it back and see if there's any gold in that one spoonful. There's no gold there. That was pretty easy to pan. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that much. Most of it's mud. Most of it just floats right off the top. So it shouldn't take too long to process. Look at that. That tells me that this could totally be directly from this guy's, you know, driveway or something. If it was concentrated real pay dirt, then it would be, there wouldn't be as much organic material floating off the top because all that would have been washed away with the sluice. There's a flake. There's a flake of gold in there. Right there, one flake. Let's do the rest of it. It's very easy. There's really no challenge here. It's just mud. I mean, all right, well, I think it's safe to say we did not get the $10,000 bag, if it even exists, but we are down at the end here, so I'm gonna spin it back, see if we got any more gold. I'm really hoping we find something. And there are 3 or 4 flakes. So we have 1, 2, 3 flakes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pan through the tailings, make sure I didn't miss anything. We'll dry it out, weigh it up, then we'll get a value on it. Let's see, 0.123 grams of 24 karat pure gold, because if you guys didn't already know, like I mentioned earlier in the video, natural gold is not 24 karat pure, but if you want to sell it to pay dirt vendors like myself, we pay up to 24 karat purity. You can go to kleshgold.com if you have gold and you're looking to sell it. Also, over there you can buy pay dirt and any of the other tools you see me using in this video. So we got $17 worth of gold. So $17 is what percent of 56? 30%, man, that is really bad. Unfortunately, I was hoping for something good because this company seems to have a pretty big presence on Facebook. At least it was a sponsored ad and it was coming up in my feed. Now 30% is below that fit. Like I say 50% return would be like, say we would have gotten $25 worth of gold. Then we would have been right there. Actually, what, 27? 28? Yeah, we'd need $28 worth of gold. Yeah, I'd like to see at least 28 bucks worth of gold for this to even be considered worth possibly buying. The material itself did not feel like a natural pay dirt product to me. It did not feel like concentrates from a gold claim. It felt like driveway dust from Arizona. Unfortunately, you know, be sure to read the fine print on these products if you're looking to buy gold pay dirt, because there's a lot of people out there that just take a shovel full of topsoil, add a couple flakes of gold to it, and call it pay dirt. If you think about it, there's no real definition for what pay dirt really is. So all these different vendors, it's like the Wild West. They could do anything they want, you know. Look for the description of these pay dirt products. There's tons of them out there. Look for comes from a real federal mining claim, concentrates. Look for guaranteed minimum amounts of gold like this company. Unfortunately, this company, the guarantee wasn't that great, which you can calculate easily using my calculator. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. yeah, I give it a thumbs down. Personal experience, I've done a couple of these videos and I'm not a big fan of it. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever done this Paydirt or any other ones, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, thanks a lot for watching. Also, big thanks to all my Patreon supporters and channel members scrolling on the screen. And also, if you like this video, definitely check out the other ones linked here on the screen as well. They're very similar to the one you just watched. And thanks for watching.